Welcome to Community Conversations on Black Fredericksburg Radio, where we shine a light on the people, the stories, and resources that help strengthen our community. Today, we are happy to welcome Michael Hopkins to the conversation. Michael is a proud veteran who served in the United States Army. Thank you for your service, and later continued his service through the Army National Guard and Reserves. He is also a graduate of Norfolk State University, where he studied mass communications. Over the years, Mike has worn many hats. He has worked in security, training, business ownership, and with the Department of Defense. Today, he serves as an accredited claims agent, helping veterans and prior military members better understand the benefits they may have earned through their service. He is a wealth of knowledge, and that's really what today's conversation is all about. So many people served in the military, came home, and went on with life, raised families, worked jobs, and never looked into what benefits may be available to them. Some may think, I didn't retire, so I don't qualify. Others may feel overwhelmed by the paperwork, like me, and they may not even know where to begin. Michael is here to help us break it down in simple, real, and relatable way. Michael Hopkins, welcome to Community Conversations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. This is just so exciting for me to be here with you.
Well, we are happy to have you here, and this is not new to you. You have done podcasting before. Tell us about your past podcasting experience. I know that it involved veterans as well, yes?
Well, the show I had, it was called Vet Talk Radio Show with host Michael Hopkins. And what we did is as you said, we broke it down for veterans on the claims process. A lot of people think the claims process is a complicated process. And actually, believe it or not, it's not a complicated process. You just need somebody to show you what to do.
What do you think people think is the most confusing thing, or what do they fear the most about getting that process started?
You know, believe it or not, it's rejection.
Yes.
Most people, they get the letter in the mail from the VA and they've been rejected. And they think that's the end of it. But believe it or not, it's not the end, getting rejected from the VA or denied. It's a decision letter, and you get denied. You have options.
Well, what if it's been 20 years since you were in uniform?
Doesn't matter. I've had veterans, believe it or not, the oldest veterans that I've had served in the United States Navy in 1954.
Wow.
And both of them are 100% permanent and total veterans.
Well, a lot of people hear the word veteran and may think it only applies to someone who retired from the military. Can you explain who should at least look into possible benefits?
Wow. You know, that's a good question. The reality is this. If you served in the United States military
at any time,
it does not matter if you did 2 years, 3 years, 20 years, 50 years. It does not matter. What matters is many of us had injuries, illnesses, and things that happened to us when we were in the United States military.
And that makes us eligible no matter who we were?
No matter who we were.
Man or woman.
Yes, it does
combat or non-combat.
Non-combat. A lot of veterans think, and I'm glad you said that about combat, a lot of veterans think, especially like under mental health, they think they have to have PTSD.
Yes.
Well, guess
or
what?
a limb missing,
or
something real serious.
That's what they think. But reality is this. There's a book called The Code of Federal Regulations. It's CFR 38 Part 4. It's a very thick book. Crazy as it may seem, it's free.
Oh, okay.
You can go to your local library and print it out.
What's the name of it again?
It's called the CFR 38 Part 4.
Okay.
Free book. It has about, give or take, 833 things in it that you, as a veteran, could potentially file for.
Well, talk about that. Talk about some of the benefits that prior military members may not realize are available to them.
Wow. You know, one of them that a lot of veterans don't look at, and it's a very simple one, is tinnitus or tinnitus. And that's the ringing, buzzing, humming, in your ears.
That's very common.
Very common among veterans. It's very common. A lot of us, we got so used to it.
Right.
We think it's normal.
And what does that stem from generally?
Generally, what it comes from is noise exposure. Now, what veteran do you know has not been exposed to noise? I can't think of any.
And there's a benefit for that?
Yes, it is. It's a 10% benefit under the benefit scale. And it sounds like, 10%, it's not a lot of money. However, it's a beginning. It's like a jump off. See, if you had tinnitus, for instance, or tinnitus, some people call it,
ringing,
ears. Buzzing, humming in the ears, guess what? You have what's called secondary claims for compensation, secondary issues. One of the issues you could have is migraine headaches.
Also
Believe
very
it or
common
not.
among veterans.
Very common.
Okay, so are we talking in the form, when we say benefit, and you say 10%, is that in dollars? 10% of what? 10% of your last salary, your rank?
Well, the VA in their infinite wisdom have a system set up.
Okay. Yes.
And
Explain that.
the way the system is set up, it's broken down into percentages starting at 10% up to 100%. When we go into the military, I'll try to explain it like that. When we go into the military as soldiers, airmen, Navy, etc., we go in at 100%. We go to the MEP station, and everybody says, oh, you're good to go. You're 100%. There's nothing wrong with you.
Right.
You can serve. Well, unfortunately and regrettably, as we stay in the military and we get subjected to all kinds of excitement, things begin to happen to our bodies. It may affect you right then and there when you're in the military. It might be 10 years later, as you were saying, 20 years.
Yes.
I've had veterans, especially like Vietnam veterans, it could be 40, 50, 60 years later, they begin to have issues, physical issues, mental issues. What the VA does, the percentage is monies that are set aside to pay veterans because it's like you can't work to your full capacity because of these things that happen to you. It's like workman's comp, sort of like that with workman's comp. With the veterans, I mean, when I say wide range, there's a wide range of things to get rated for. Give you some more examples. We talked about tinnitus, arthritis, arthritic conditions.
Really? I work with my hands.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, a lot of veterans have arthritis, back problems, knee problems, neck problems, arthritis in their wrists, carpal tunnel. There are just all kinds of issues that we have. I'll give you a perfect example. I had a veteran, and he applied for, it's called cornbox disease. Believe it or not, it's very similar. Of all things, it's similar to carpal tunnel.
Okay.
Because of what he did in the military. He was in the Army. He was a personnel specialist or human resources. Well, the VA in their infinite wisdom denied it. They said it wasn't service connected. Well, what I did as an accredited claims agent, I do a lot of research. In my research, crazy as it may seem, in order for him to work his job in human resources, he has to prepare what? Correspondence.
Yes.
How do you prepare correspondence? You have to type on a computer, don't you?
Type, yes.
Which affects what? Your wrist. So therefore, when I presented the information to the VA and I showed them how they were wrong, basically, he got a rating for it.
Now, how does that work? Because the burden of proof falls on the actual service member.
Very much so.
Literally prove that your injury is connected to your service. So what if they don't have someone like Michael Hopkins in their life?
Oh, they might be in trouble. Oh, yeah, they might be in trouble. But you know what it's all about? It's all about research.
Yes.
It's very important. A lot of veterans, they'll go to different organizations, and the organization might say, oh, well, what are you trying to file for? And you might, I think I hurt my leg, and they just file for stuff. Well, you see, you have to have a strategy as a veteran filing for claims for compensation. You got to have a strategy.
Well, I know you have to have your paperwork together. So talk about the type of paperwork that we should gather before we start the claims process.
Oh, okay. Paperwork. One of the things that would be nice you as a veteran would have is from your active duty military service.
That DD-214.
Your DD-214 is one thing, but your health records or your service treatment records from active duty military service.
Now, what if you didn't go on sick call about that particular issue because it didn't exist yet? Like you said, some things pop up years later.
Oh, no, it's no problem. It's no problem. That's why I say it's called research. You see, everybody has a job in the military, don't they?
Yes. MOS.
Everybody has an MOS, or Navy calls it. Everybody calls it something different.
Yeah.
But in your job description, it tells the whole world what you did in the military. And when you look at what you did in the military, that's how you can approach the VA, the claims section, and show them why these issues that you have now are service connected. Give you a perfect example.
Okay.
11 Bravo, better known as an infantryman in the United States Army. There are a lot of things that they do. They carry rucksacks or those big thingies on your back that hurt your back. You do a lot of forced road marches.
Now, when you're 25, you don't feel any of it. You're good.
Oh, no. Yeah. At 25, you are good to go. I mean, you fell off the truck and you hurt your knee. You just rust a little dirt on it and keep it moving.
That's right. Suck it up.
Or when we were in the military, they called it the Big M, the Motrin.
Yes.
They just give you a little bit of Motrin and you're going to be fine, soldier.
Yes. Drive on.
Drive on. That's right. But see, when we get about 35, 40 years old, we start feeling these body parts we ain't never felt before, and we can't remember why.
Yeah, that rucksack come back to haunt you.
It comes back to bite you, your lower back. There are a lot of things. We start developing like herniated disc, nerve damage, feet problems, ankle problems, back problems, hip problems, neck problems.
Yes.
And then we're trying to say, well, how in the world what happened? I've been out 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 10 years. You're trying to remember, what happened? What happened was when you do a search, it happened in the military. That's where it happened, hopping off of vehicles, hopping into vehicles.
Those long marches.
The marches, all of that stuff. And see, you can explain this to the VA. It's called doing a statement in support of claim. There's a specific form. Actually, there's two forms for telling the government what happened to you. And also, guess what? Did you know that with those statements in support of claim, you can also have other people write statements on your behalf?
Like a doctor?
A doctor can do it with nexus letters, as they're called.
Okay.
But guess what? If you have a spouse, your spouse can actually write a letter on your behalf. It's their observations of you. You could have a family member.
Okay.
Mother, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, write their observations.
Yes.
Friends. One of the things is, you know what one of our friends is when it comes to doing claims?
What?
Facebook.
Huh? How
Facebook. So? A lot of units have Facebook pages.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
I got out so long ago.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know that my unit would have had a Facebook, but you're right.
Some of them do.
They might post old pictures and you were out in the field. Yeah. Okay.
Believe it or not, I was in Company E, 67th Signal Battalion, 7th Signal Brigade, 5th Sig Command, U.S. Army Europe, back in the 80s. Uh-huh. Some of those same guys and some of the ladies I served with We're all on Facebook. We have a Facebook.
I never. That is such a good.
Yeah.
I
Of
gotta
our
see
unit.
the 209th Public Affairs Detachment that I was in has a
just
Facebook
about all of them
page.
have and these are people I haven't seen in over 40 years, but I've developed relationships.
I would love to see those old pictures.
But you know the funny thing about it, just about all of us have followed pretty much the same path.
Yeah.
As far as either we were in the military, we got out, we might have went to the reserves, we retired from all of that stuff, and we all pretty much look alike. Pretty much, we're
you have
older.
the same physical ailments, maybe some of the same issues.
All of us do. And we've been involved in things,
Yes.
In the military that was shared stuff.
Yeah.
And you go back and you talk to these guys that you haven't seen in 40 years and they remember. There are people you could have served with. You haven't seen them in
a million years.
A million years, but they remember you.
Yes. And they remember what you did,
right?
When you fell or when you got hurt.
That's exactly.
And they can write a letter too.
They can do a statement in support of claim. That's what it's called.
Wow.
It's called a VA Form 21-4138.
He knows the numbers, y'all.
It's a statement in support of claim.
Okay.
And it works.
Now, talk about some of the things that you absolutely know for sure are not something that people can claim coverage for.
Oh, I would say things like directly suffering from cholesterol, weight gain.
Right. That's not military.
Yeah,
connected.
but guess what? With weight gain, back in 2017, there was a court case about weight gain in veterans. And it was determined that you can't use weight gain by itself. Just because you got fat after you got out the military.
I mean, that's mostly everybody.
Yeah,
right?
we all put that poundage on.
I'll just say we're not the size we were in uniform.
Very much so.
'Cause I was a size 2.
Yeah, we can't put those dress greens on. It ain't going to happen. But guess what? Out of that court case, the ruling says it's called weight gain as an intermediate step.
What does that mean?
This is what it means. Say, for example, as a veteran, you're rated for your lower back. They give you a 20% rating because you hurt your back. It's in your active duty service treatment records that you complained about your back, you fell, you did something to your back.
Right. So you couldn't work out.
And you couldn't work out. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
And what happened was what? Years later, since you can't exercise, guess what happened?
Gained weight.
You gained weight.
Wow.
If the weight that you gained, have you ever heard of a BMI or body mass index?
Absolutely, yes.
Every time we go to the doctor, that's one of the things they tell us.
That's the first thing they look at.
Yep, every time.
Yeah.
Now, if your body mass index is 30 or above, the VA says that's called obesity.
Yes. And that's a disease.
And that's yeah.
Obesity is a disease.
But you can take that obesity and say, hey, because I couldn't work out because I hurt my back in the military, that issue has caused me to have arthritis in my hips.
Okay,
Problems
so one
with
thing
my
is connected
knees.
to the next.
There you go. Remember that old song, the hip bone connected to the high thigh bone, the thigh bone connected to the.
Yes.
That's how it works in VA.
Wow.
With claims.
You are just a wealth of knowledge. Now, you're an accredited claims agent. What does that mean, and why is it important for veterans to work with someone who is properly trained and accredited like yourself?
What it means is this. Especially like as an accredited claims, it goes in 3 levels. Lawyers are 1 level.
Okay.
I'm in the middle as an accredited claims agent. Then you have VSOs or veteran service organizations or veteran service officers. They can be state level. The federal government, i.e. Congress, Senate, appoints them.
Now, how are you accredited?
The way I was accredited, I fall under the Office of General Counsel for Veteran Affairs in Washington, D.C. My accreditation, it was a process. One, I had to do an application. I had to have, what's that word for it? Buddy letters or people that vouch for me for my integrity and so forth.
Is there training involved or?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of regulations you have to learn.
What happens is you have to study before you become an accredited claims agent. It's more like I had to do a lot of studying of a lot of codes of federal regulation, a lot of all of that kind of stuff. And a lot of things, what I did is I trained myself because I was a disabled veteran.
Yes.
Still am, but I trained myself on how it works. There are a lot of good things on YouTube. There are a lot of other people that do what I do, lawyers, and I trained myself on understanding this. But the bottom line is I had to take a test with the Office of General Counsel.
Okay.
Cameras on, even
Yes.
everybody's watching you and listening to you. So you cannot get creative.
You're not pulling out ChatGPT
Right.
to answer.
Yeah, to get creative. And,
Wow.
and they ask you a random set of questions. It's all online.
Yes.
And you have to answer a certain amount of questions,
Okay.
and then you're appointed. I'm on there's a list, and there's a website, and I'm literally on Michael Hopkins for the Fredericksburg area.
Okay.
I'm literally on a website.
There are a lot of people who claim that they can help you get, your benefits that may not be accredited. So we should be leery of these folks.
This is what the problem is. And right now, the court system, there has been a lot going on in different states for people who are not accredited. Mm-hmm. Sure, they can help you, but there are several problems with that. They don't have, or they're not supposed to have access to things like your medical records at the VA, your DD 214. These things they're not
supposed. Be careful who you hand your stuff off
very
to.
much so, because people will be, what's that word? Creative? Is that the word for it?
That's one of them.
And you have to be careful. And then the amount of money that some of these people charge people to do claims. See, I'm under the guidelines of the Office of General Counsel.
Okay.
There are certain guidelines when you can and cannot charge people, and it's only a certain amount percentage that you can charge. These folks sometimes, unfortunately.
Oh, I've heard big numbers. Yeah.
That you're talking thousands of dollars. And believe it or not, when you first help a veteran with a claim and they have never filed a claim, they're not supposed to be charged.
Really?
Yeah, they are not. That's what the guidelines are for the Office of General Counsel of Veteran Affairs.
So definitely do your due
diligence.
And let's go again over the paperwork. What should we start gathering before we even approach a Michael Hopkins or an accredited person that knows what they're doing? What should we have? DD 214, we know.
That's one of them. The other thing, as I said before, your service treatment records from active duty. Okay. If you do not have your service treatment records, you don't have to go into the panic mode, oh my God, I shouldn't file. No problem. You can still file. In order for you to get your service treatment records from the federal government, i.e. the U.S. Archives, several exciting ways. You can go online. For those of us who are tech savvy, just go online, go to the website for the U.S. Archives.
Yes.
The application pops up. You do something foolish like type in it and send it to them. And they'll send it back. Takes a while, but you'll get it back. The other way, you can actually print the application out. It's called a Standard Form 180 or an SF 180. Got to make sure you get the latest version of it. Should be 1027, I think, is that's when it expires. It'll be in your upper right-hand corner. It's very important.
Okay.
Government kicks forms back. And you fill that form out diligently, sign it. There's a fax number. You can fax it in for us old-fashioned folk.
Yeah.
Or your third option, print it out, fill it out, do and something foolish like mail it to them, snail mail. Yeah, those are your three options. Okay. Once again, everybody, don't pay people to go get this paperwork for you.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's readily available
Yeah.
for you.
It's what makes it so sad sometimes when I come across veterans and they ask for my help and I find out they spent $2,000, $1,500, $1,000.
And got no results.
And got nothing. That happens a lot when they nexus letters or medical opinions from doctors. That's another area that veterans have to be leery of. You got to. The reason being is because you've got like these paper mills that you've got these doctors. Can I give you a perfect example?
Sure, yeah.
one of the clients that I was working with, he's 93 years old. And this doctor gave him nexus letters. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the issues that the doctor wrote up, he doesn't have his service treatment records from active duty back in the 1950s to prove it.
Yeah, it probably didn't even go into the digital system.
Right.
Right? I'm sure there was a cutoff point where they started that.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem. And people get desperate, and because their friend did it, they do it. So this guy paid maybe close to $1,000 for all these letters, and the VA rejected all of them because it didn't make sense. You have no medical proof.
So what did he do? There was nothing.
Hire me.
And were you able to get him?
We're still working on it because it's
a long process.
It's a long journey when you have people that have been denied stuff.
Yes.
You have to go in. They get what's called a decision letter. And in that decision letter, what the VA does, the claims section, they explain why they either awarded you or denied you.
Yeah.
And what you do is you have to read the letter carefully. Most veterans get to the first part of the letter where they've got rejected, denied, and they go, oh, crap, I got denied, and they call it a day. Well, you shouldn't call it a day. You should read that letter 10 times. The VA has been known to, what's the word for it, be creative. And sometimes these people that are adjudicating your claims miss things. We were just talking about obesity.
Yes.
We were just talking about that. Mm-hmm. And story about myself. I was filing for a claim, and I brought obesity up. I just wanted to see what the VA would say.
What did they say?
Crazy as it may seem, some adjudicator said I was rated for obesity.
Okay.
You know what the problem with that is?
What?
You can't get rated directly for obesity. Remember I told you with obesity, earlier we were talking about it's a intermediate step.
Right.
There in the CFR 38 Part 4, there is no rating for obesity.
And you pointed that out.
Yeah, and I had to point it out to the higher ups.
So was the decision reversed?
Yeah, because they were creative. And
you have to be just as creative.
Yeah. And see, a lot of vets don't know that when they get those letters.
Yeah.
And it is kind of depressing. Oh, my God, they turned me down again. And people, the heck with it, I'm not going to file.
But don't give up.
I
hear that a lot.
I just had a guy 2 years. It took us almost 2 years to get him rated for his tinnitus because he kept getting turned down. And I told him, don't quit. And I said, the reason why you shouldn't quit is real simple. You were a truck driver in the United States Army.
Yes.
In a truck that's not insulated.
Ooh.
So guess what? You have issues with your ears right now. That's why you're wearing hearing aids.
Wow.
And tinnitus and hearing loss are two different things. A lot of people get that confused when they're filing.
Well, it sounds like you are the man to talk to.
Very much so.
So how do people get in touch with you, Michael? Because everybody's situation is different. Everybody's service background is different. You might have been a paper pusher or pencil pusher and think that you can't claim anything, but you might have carpal tunnel. Or you might have been in combat and still have injuries from that.
Oh, and guess what else?
What else?
You might have been in combat as a cook.
Right. But you still had to carry equipment. Mm-hmm. You still had to cook. You might even gotten burned.
Right.
Scarred.
Standing for 10 to 12 hours.
And those combat
noise.
boots.
Yeah, you have all that going on.
And these things are claimable.
Yeah, all night and all day.
Well, how do we get in contact with you?
Well, one of the best ways, if not the best way, is if I can give my email address.
Yes, of course.
My email address is mhopkins621957@gmail.com.
Okay, we're going to post this on our website. Say that again, though.
It's mhopkins621957@gmail.com. That is the number one way to get in touch with me.
And you've helped many people.
Very much so. I've been doing this for about 3 years officially.
Okay.
Oh, and it's another thing, too. As an accredited claims agent, just like all of us who are accredited to do this through the VA, every year or two, we have to go back for accreditation. A lot of the people who are non-accredited, they don't have to do any of these things. See, we have to go back for all the latest, anything that the VA is doing, the regulations, the rules, everything.
Administration can have an impact.
And everything.
Well. Yes.
Things change. So you have to be aware of these changes. But if I can say one thing, veterans out there, and even non-veterans, family members.
Yes.
If they know a veteran, they've witnessed their family members as veterans.
Yes.
And they should encourage them to file. A lot of people think it's too late, I'm too old. And like I tell them, if I have two guys that are 90 years old and they're at 100%, what's your problem?
Exactly. You can be helped as well.
You should be just fine. And also, female veterans. Doesn't matter. If you're a female veteran and you kind of decide if you really want to file, and there's some sensitive areas that, right now we can't talk about, but there are sensitive areas, especially if you're a female veteran.
Absolutely.
The light now is focusing on a lot with female veterans.
Give us your email again.
My email, once again, is mhopkins621957@gmail.com.
Michael Hopkins, thank you so much for joining us on Community Conversations.